Welcome back, baseball fans, and welcome to another episode of the Vintage Vegas 9 Ball for today. Coming to you the middle of November 2025 from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's starting to get a little more cool here in Las Vegas. The high today will be 57 and the low 41, so it's starting to cool off a little bit as we get towards the middle of November and into December. So sun's still shining, still a beautiful day here in Las Vegas. And without further ado, let's get to the Vintage Vegas 9 Ball for today. First card is a Tony Pena. Here he is with his on the Pirates early in his career. Looks like he's carrying his catching equipment. This was in the days before every little leaguer had the $200 or $300 roller bag. Every beer league softball player had the bag as well to carry their bats and gloves and equipment. But back in the 80s, you just had to do it the old-fashioned way. You had to strap it together on top of your bats and throw it over your shoulder. And here Tony Pena is. Of course, he's famous for that catching style where he put one leg out to the side and kind of lowered his target that way. And he was famous for doing that with the Pirates before he'd move on to the Cardinals. And was an all-star and a good player, especially at the beginning of his career with the Pirates. And here he is, Tony Pena, nice-looking card. Up here, we'll put Tony Pena on the stand. Next card is Heathcliff Slocum, if you got him. Heathcliff Slocum played for the Cubs. I believe he started his career with the Cubs. And then he was traded to the Phillies, and he became their closer and bounced around to, I think, Seattle and Boston. And actually, I think Boston traded him to Seattle for two of their stars, Derek Lowe, I believe, and Jason Varitek, I think, Boston got for Heathcliff Slocum. So kind of a one-sided trade there. But, yeah, Heathcliff Slocum, if you got him. And, yeah, he played for the Cubs early in his career and then would go on to be a closer and had several successful seasons with the Phillies before ending out his career, I believe, in Seattle after that trade from Boston. Heathcliff Slocum. Put him on the Cubs stand for his time with the Cubs. Next card is Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray looks like he popped one straight up in the air there. Catcher's mask already on the ground. And catcher's already after that one. And yeah, looks like it wouldn't have been a home run in a telephone booth, as Harry Carey would say. Straight up in the air. And he's looking straight up. And here he is on the Dodgers. Of course, Eddie Murray, most of his career played with the Orioles. And was one of the best switch hitters of all time. Him and Chipper Jones, Mickey Mantle. And I think in the 1980s, Eddie Murray actually was the RBI leader in the 1980s while he was playing for the Orioles. But yeah, he also played for the Mets later on in his career. But yeah, one of the best switch hitters of all time, Eddie Murray. And this is a beautiful classic card, pink border, and a nice looking card. Eddie Murray, Hall of Fame stand, Eddie Murray. Next card is a Fernando Tatis. Here he is playing for the Expos. And Fernando Tatis, of course, is the dad of Fernando Tatis Jr., plays for the Padres. But the old man is famous for, he hit 2 grand slams in the same inning when he was playing for the Cardinals. And just a remarkable feat, 2 grand slams in the same inning while I was a member of the Cardinals. But he was a good player for a long time, third baseman. Fernando Tatis. And here he is on the Expos. Those sharp-looking digs. Montreal Expos, Fernando Tatis, Sr. The next card is the Ellis Valentine. And here he is. You can see he has a modified face guard there. Today, you see him, they're part of the helmet and they look nice. But this looks like he had to fashion that out of a football mask. He must have got hit in the face and he was tired of that, and he had to fashion a mask out of a football helmet, it looks like. And here he is on the on-deck circle, has a donut on. And, yeah, back in the day, you had to make do with what you had. And Ellis Valentine has fashioned together this face guard. And it's a nice-looking Topps 1981. Ellis Valentine. We'll put him on the Vegas stand for the famous Ellis Island Casino just off the strip here in Las Vegas, Ellis Island. nice little local casino. Next card, speaking of Vegas, is Six of Spades. Here it is, George Taco Bell. And it's a nice looking card of him. Looks like he's looking down at third base to get the sign. Of course, for him, it's pretty much swing away. And looks like the beer man in the background there, maybe pouring a ice cold old style. It's our beer and you can't have it. And yeah, nice looking Six of Spades. George Taco Bell. We'll put George Taco Bell. Six of Spades on the stand. Several-time All-Star for the Blue Jays. Next card is Von Hayes, early in his career for the Indians. And I remember Von Hayes several years as the first baseman of the Phillies in the National League. But here he is early in his career. Let's see. Von Hayes. Yeah, it looks like his rookie card. 109 at-bats. He only hit 1 home run. Notice he had more walks than strikeouts, 14 walks and 10 strikeouts. It looks like he had those same numbers, more walks and strikeouts in the minors. You never see that today, but the pitching has advanced immensely since then. But here he is in the Indians digs. Looks like he's at Cleveland. There's nobody in the stands. I remember those Major League movies where they had the one guy banging the drum on the top row, and you could hear him. He's the only guy in the stadium. And yeah, this looks like it. The same type of crowd here in this Von Hayes. Remember, most of his career, I think, spent with the Phillies. Next card is an Eric Karros, a longtime first baseman for the Dodgers. Good all-star caliber player. I remember him late in his career with the Cubs in the early 2000s when they were making those playoff runs. And I believe I remember during the season hearing that he was making a video of one of those kind of documenting, like a documentary of one of those early 2002, 2003 seasons when he played first base, kind of a platoon first baseman for him. But I never did see that coming out. If anybody saw that, if you let me know where I could find that. But yeah, I remember him talking about it during the season, making that documentary, but I never could find it. So if you have found it someplace, let me know. Yeah, Eric Karros, longtime Dodgers first baseman, and then short time with the Cubs at the end of his career. Put him on the Cubs stand for a short time spent with the Cubbies. And the last card of the Vegas 9 today is Craig Biggio. Here he is in his catching digs, taking his mask off. Looks like it's a pop fly on the infield. And yeah, Biggio, of course, was all-star second baseman for many years. And he's the father of Kevin Biggio, plays in the league now. But yeah, Craig Biggio here at the beginning of his career was a catcher. And it's a nice looking picture of him in this catching equipment. And yeah, one thing about him and his son, they both have hit for the cycle. One of only two father and son to hit for the cycle in the big leagues. The other one being Gary Ward and Darrell Ward. But yeah, this is a nice looking picture of Hall of Famer Craig Biggio. And we'll put him on the Hall of Fame stand over George Taco Bell, Six of Spades. And we appreciate you watching today. We hope you enjoyed it. I hope you bring you back. And take care, and God bless.